So as we were saying before, let's complete the offer of the day's course with the karts. Here we have 3 vehicles, all 325, 2 with gears and 1 with a single gear, so I would start with this one. Meanwhile, if Mario tells us the technical characteristics of this tool, let's call it this vehicle, I see it's water-cooled now, starting with the new ones for everyone, so a 125cc 6-speed kart from 2010, all updated to 2021.
From competitions, absolutely, without a doubt, participating in competitions is an integral part of my journey. We frequently discuss competition matters, meaning that it is not a rental kart, but rather a kart designed for racing. To such an extent that this is also excellent for taking part in the club races that are currently taking place. So you can effortlessly sign up with this kart and become a member of a category. Logically, we make it available to individuals who have a passion for high-speed driving with the kart, because we do not overlook the fact that Formula One drivers undergo training with the kart. Therefore, the kart is the most similar vehicle to Formula One, and there is no superior vehicle compared to the kart. Hence, this kart is exceptionally potent, as it already possesses nearly 45 horsepower, making it an extremely powerful kart.
How much does it weigh, 90 kilo?
It doesn't reach 100 kilo.
It's just about understanding the power compared to the weight.
It is scary because it does not have a differential, so it always attacks in a straight line, similar to the BMW that has the differential and the locker. And in this situation, well, you need to...
By the way, Mario, interrupt me. Tell me if I'm talking nonsense. Just because someone can drive a powerful car doesn't mean they can also drive a kart. I've been there, you know?
Certainly, you are also aware that you joined us to take the course and thus found it very challenging to switch from a powerful car to a kart, which may seem obvious but is actually 10 times more powerful than a car with 400 horsepower. Therefore, you were able to perceive the difference, prompting you to think about the signage and consider it as rental signs. However, this assumption is completely incorrect and does not reflect the reality of the situation.
I also tell you that with Mario, we had to go through a process where Mario adapted me to the kart due to my height, because the driving position is crucial. Because of my height, I had to relocate the pedals forward due to a knee issue. Evidently, the kart is configured for optimal driving performance, with the driving position being of utmost importance.
Yes, for sure.
Then to some extent comes the rest, right? If you tire, I recall the first times we used to go on the kart for 10 laps, I was dying.
No, but then definitely also, I mean, you have to be very comfortable. It's a big deal. Well, but you have to sit right because it's a kart that doesn't forgive. So the ribs, and I recall it vividly, this is it. If you are not properly positioned upright in the go-kart with the correct weights, you can sustain injuries. Therefore, the neck collar is always required. I highly recommend the exhilarating experience of driving a go-kart to as many people as possible, because the sheer thrill and satisfaction of maneuvering a kart of this kind is truly unparalleled and guaranteed to leave you with unforgettable memories that will last a lifetime.
Moreover, in the context of the floral setting here at the track, there is probably no better way to start than with a kart.
As we mentioned before, there are 3 types. 2 125s are always the same type. One has a bit more horsepower, the other has a bit less. But both are 2009 karts with 35 horsepower engines, always 6 gears, 3 disc brakes, 2 in the front and 1 in the rear. Let's say the type is the same, only the engines vary, more powerful or less powerful depending on the categories. So we have one type of engine here and another type here, but let's say the chassis more or less with the gearbox is this 125.
Regarding our prior talk on them being competition karts, Emilio's note about this karts racing past on the Artena track is insightful.
Affirmative. We had a student who expressed a desire to go. He expressed a wish to try the track, so he spent a day with us driving on the track and had a pleasurable and entertaining experience. So much that he also took the course on cars yesterday.
He was a boy of yesterday.
He was a young man who participated in the course with us on the track in Artena using a kart, and later expressed a desire to try it on the track with the Glio. And he always drives sporty because he doesn't like drifting but enjoys speed. So he has taken both the karting course and the advanced course with us because people, the students, can also do this. If you can't come here, we can go to the track and dedicate a day just for you, starting from 8 years old up to 90 in short, as long as you can handle it. So in the end, what I wanted to say, among other things, in the offer we mentioned earlier, the vehicles we see today are for an adult audience, but there is also the possibility, as mentioned before, as Emilio himself was saying, We also have the opportunity to let children drive. Of course, we don't take children under 8 years old. We prefer children from 8 to 10 as they are more manageable, more aware, and their parents are also more aware of their kids.
We do not have a preference for them being too small, as we can communicate better with children. A bit larger also because we provide them with means. Obviously, we won't give them either a 125 or a 100. We have a 60, maybe even a 50, but let's start directly with 60 because the 60 is very manageable. Besides, Mario always has the option of not making it go faster. Right at the beginning, there's Mara, right? We can definitely work with that and make it a smooth ride. Who in that case would follow the good framework that you have anticipated we have with us? Logically, my niece, who is the daughter of Mario, who has been a professional driver for years now. She has moved from karting to formulas at this moment. She will help us with this event of ours and the upcoming events. What will she do? We will never leave anyone alone to enter the track and vent out. Mara will be there to follow them. Mara will follow them on the trajectories and teach them. When we understand from a first event, a second, a third event that the person is able to drive on their own, we take them to a safer kart track. Here we immediately lay the groundwork to then be able to move on to a 125, a 100, a 125 with gears. This step-by-step approach ensures that we prioritize safety and provide the necessary guidance for drivers to progress in their skills. If Mario wants to add something technical because
Yes, then I'll ask Mario about this anyway. It's in line with what we were saying before, like left, right?
at school we started with the basics. Everyone, and like in a car, then when we get in the car, you will see I will drive as if I were a beginner. Let's see the first trajectories. I will show you as if I were a beginner driving. In fact, then I will let you drive the BMW so that you are already experienced because you have a powerful car. But let's show maybe to our listeners who will see us online how to start driving safely, because everyone crashes, races, does. But then when you're on the track, it's a whole different story. It becomes very difficult. Absolutely true, Emilio. Listen, a question for Mario. This one is very similar to the one you made me bring, because I see you don't have front brakes, but you were actually telling me that for beginners who have never driven a kart, because I actually had a kart, I had a 125, but I had never taken a school, right?
To start making trajectories, having a keen eye, etc., learning the trajectories, this is perhaps the ideal kart.
So this is a 125 kart. It's a Super Hawk, meaning a very powerful kart because it's a 125 single speed. So basically it has the clutch and the starter. So practically if someone spins, the automatic starter kicks in by itself. It's not push start like it used to be, but above all, it's a very powerful 125 because it has the exhaust valve. So we're talking about karts always around 30 horsepower. So it's a kart that has a good push, and it's not easy at all to drive it. You've tried it and can say, of course, braking is much more complex because this brakes a lot more due to front brakes. This needs to be braked with the wheels straight. A signal, 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 a signal that doesn't have a differential. Every time you touch the brake, the rear axle locks up and it's prone to spinning.
Okay, Axel Simone, come check. Your view on 40 or 50?
From 50, in brief, the most recent generation karts, all equipped with the third bearing on the axle at 50, disc brake on the axle, and double pump caliper. I assume this is the battery for the starting module. We possess a caliper with 2 pumps, indicating that the caliper, in contrast to the automobile that possesses 1 pump and 4 calipers, is equipped with a caliper having 2 pumps. So each little piston has its own pump, so it has a very strong braking.
Okay, we have completed the overview at this point, and now it is time for lunch at the hospital. We will take a lunch break for everyone, and after that we will go to the track to try out all the different means of transportation, including karts and cars. Finally, we will end the day in style by providing a comprehensive 360-degree overview of the courses that are conducted here inside with you. All right then, I will see you shortly. Goodbye for now, okay?